test 1 2 3, testing, test 1 2 3, testing, test 1 2 3, testing, test 1 2 3, test. Get ready to start, so let me throw this tune in and then we'll commence with the show.
This is the Wild Wild West.
Welcome in, everyone. Sorry for the late arrival, but I had my brother over and I had to help him out with something. So I'm always been a person that family always takes precedence of anything else that I do. If any of my family members need something from me, I can make sure that I be able to assist them in any way. But welcome in. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And if you are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'll be doing another transition series. I happen to be House Head Speaks coming to you live from the Chi-Town, Chicago. I do these things every third Saturday of the month, noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And what the premise of this is, oh, great. The premise of this is for those who are in the other channels that's out there, welcome in. Thank you so much. I'm also doing my streaming here on Kick. This is my first time doing a streaming on that particular platform as well as my usual X. I decided not to no longer do any streaming of this particular series on Twitch, but I'll explain my reason of that. But what we do here is I pretty much give you the lowdown on how I approach different genres of underground music. And afterwards, I also give you a mini mix. And a mini mix is usually 6 tracks of many goodness. That's it. So to this particular segment, we're going to take a little deep dive on minimum deep tech music. Now, one thing that I learned from minimum deep tech is that it's pretty much two separate genres that I won't say it combined into one. I will just say that there's a minimum side and there's a deep tech side to this particular genre. So I'm going to just give you just a little short presentation of what this genre is and what it's all about. So that's pretty much it. So here we go. Now, minimum deep tech, okay, and it's often called minimum deep tech house or simply medium or simply deep tech, is a subgenre of underground electronic dance music that blends minimum techno's stripped down percussion with deep house grooves and warmth, creating hypnotic rolling tracks designed more for movement and flow than big drops or festival energy. So, in essence, this particular subgenre is, like I said, it's definitely different. Now, when I came across learning how to do minimum deep tech, I noticed that there's pretty much two sides to it. There's certain tracks that will play that was created mostly on the minimum side, and then there are tracks that's create mostly on the deep tech side. And if you search these tracks, for this particular subgenre, you will notice that. That's why there are times where when you play minimum, it comes across with a little jacking and a little tech house, but more of a down-toned feel. Whereas the deep tech comes in, is pretty much what it is. It's like a fusion of deep house and techno. It's not the hard version of house. It's not the acid version. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not the hard version of techno. It's not the acid version of techno, and it's not the raw or the hypnotic version of tempo. It's the tone is a little more down. It's a little more deep. It's a little more soothing. It's a little more groovy than your usually techno tracks that you'll probably hear from your favorite techno producers. So that's the pretty much the bare bones difference. We're gonna get back to here. That's pretty much the bare bones difference of you know minimum deep tech. Now we're gonna play some tracks that's going to emphasize either the minimum side or the deep tech side. I'm going to try to make sure I scramble them as much as possible to make sure you know, I make sure that you get the emphasis of those two particular genres. Also, I'm also going to throw in if there's a minimum track, I'm also going to throw in either a tech house track or maybe a jacking house track, so you can see the blending of those two, tracks when you transition them. And in addition, if there is a deep techno track, I'm probably gonna throw in a actual techno track, maybe a raw techno track, or maybe a hypnotic techno track, so you can see the rhythms going on with that track. So I'm gonna be using different nuances of those things. And in addition, as I mentioned earlier, I will be presenting you a 6 track mini mix. Now, the first 2 tracks that I played in the beginning, so you can know where I'm coming from, have the minimum overtones. The first track is called Ole by Well Z, and I mixed that in with a track called Wild West 26 by, I think it's Tubes or Tobes. It's TOBZ. So those are the tracks that I started out with. Now I'm going to, as I go through the other ones, let me throw in a couple announcements that I want to throw you guys your way. One of them is that starting April 2nd, the Groove Garden that I usually do every other Thursday, that will no longer be broadcast on Twitch. In fact, I'm switching that to a Kick. So if you go to kick.com/House That Speaks DJ, and you can follow me there, that's where you'll see that broadcast. I also will be broadcasting on a radio show, online radio, simultaneously, and I will be getting that information out once I get all the testing and stuff like that, and I'll be posting that out on my social media networks. Probably next year, as far as my Monday rant and discussion, I will be also having that live on online radio as well. Just trying to use different platforms to spread my message of house music, DJing, DJ gear, all the things. So young upcoming DJs or even established DJs can have that information in their fingertips. Also, as far as my Monday rant and discussion, I will be also broadcasting on the Kick platform as well as my YouTube and my X platforms. So look out for those as well. So I'm just like I said, I'm going to be using Kick a little more because I like its format. I also like its transparency, and and like I said, I still will be on Twitch, but I only will be using Twitch on raid trains. So anytime there's a raid train that I will be involved with, best believe I will be on Twitch for those raid trains. So that will be posted there. So I hope I got everything. I hope I was able to explain everything. Also, I'm going to be using 125 BPM. I figured that'll be the sweet spot. I know usually for a minimum in detect they usually go like 127, 128 BPM, but I figure to get the essence of the groove and the smoothness of these tracks, I figure if, drop it down to a lower BPM will give you that feel. I always try to make sure I hit sweet spots when it comes to these genres, you know, because like I said, the BPMs is not etched in stone. The reason why you might see a track that has a high BPM because that's the discretion of the producer, but that doesn't mean you have to play it at said BPM. You can play it at any BPM of your choosing. But I always say that if you're not familiar with what BPMs to play on certain genres of music, research that. There you can find information on whatever genre you're playing and where the BPM range lies, and then you can make a judgment call on where you want to play as far as what BPM you want to use. So now, for the next track, we're going to play. It's called the first track one is going to be Infinity by Tobez, Tobz. That's the name of the producer, and I'm going to be making a transition for track two, which is called From the Stars by Remy. Now, I am not sure that they are minimum or deep tech based. Most of these tracks are latest, and I heard all of them, but by me, sending them in, I really didn't distinct which one is which. But I'm sure once I hear it, I will know. Once you hear it, you will know. So let me lower the volume and let's get to it. I can tell from off the back, this one definitely has a deep tech vibe. So let's see what the other one going to be working with. Let's go. All right. Now, now from what I saw on this one here, sorry about that. Let me get back here. As far as what I was listening to when I was playing these two, there we go. When I was listening to when I was playing these two, I did notice that they had that both of them had that minimum slash deep tech feel. So, like I said, this genre can be a little tricky and sticky if you don't follow, if you don't listen to it. That's why I always say it's very, 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 very important to always listen to your tracks when you first get them, because you'll know how the sound, the nuances. You'll know where to land your when you land that, when you drop that on the one, when you start your transitions, all that jazz. That's why it's always important to make sure that you follow that. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm up here searching to see where I'm going to land my next one. There we go. Cause, oh, sorry about that. There we go. Here we go. It's always good to know and make sure that you always do your BPMs to make sure that's set up. Now, I do plan on doing I plan on doing a segment here regarding the EQs and how do I work them, because like EQ mixing is a very important nuance to doing your beat matching, doing your transitions. So I always try to take certain parts of what we do as DJs and demonstrate them so other DJs can have something that they can use as a roadmap to how they approach their DJing. So, you know, just to inform you on that. I don't know when that's going to come. I'm still going to be working on that particular aspect, but I will let you know when I am ready for that. So, the next two, track one is called Merlos 27. This is the Matt. I can't pronounce the name correctly, but the last name is spelled MELGAREJO remix. Okay, and it's by Pedro Clap. And I'm gonna be mixing it with track number two, which is called Showing Up by Ali Nick. That's easy. So we're going to go ahead and lower the volume and let's get to it. All right. Now the way to approach that is that I went ahead and let the intro play, and then when the first bass line started, I waited until it started another melody before I went and dropped the second track in, and that's why you always listen by ear to how the music is going to proceed. Whereas also you can watch the waveforms. There's no harm in doing that. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you should not be watching the waveforms. Yes, you can. You can use both. You can go by ear, go and do the waveforms. What I always tell DJ, especially up and coming, you know, the first thing you want to do is always practice by ear. And the way to practice by ear is you do two factors. First of all, you want to play one track. You want to load in the same track on decks one and deck two. That's number one. Number two, you want to the BPM numbers, and then once you do that, then you play them both at the same time, and then you start learning, making your adjustments. You're gonna be moving the toggles and things of that nature. You probably gonna have to move the tempo slider as well until your ears know that both tracks is on time and on beat. That's one of the secret essence of making sure that you know how to beat match by ear. So I just wanted to get that point out as well, because I know certain DJs, you know, they probably won't tell you, or they will tell you, and some DJ still wants to use the shortcut route, which I think, no, I don't think, no, I do think. I think that when a DJ does that, they're doing a disservice to themselves. If you want me to be brutally honest about that, I think that any DJ who tries to take a shortcut route on anything instead of going through the main fundamentals of DJing is really doing a disservice to themselves. And they may not know it, um, why they doing it, but trust me, in the long, you might not know it short term because you figure you're getting away with it, but as things progress, and there's going to be a situation that is going to arise, and you don't know what you're doing, that's when it's going to come up, and that's when you will be exposed. And trust me, no DJ on earth wants that feeling. Okay, I rambled enough. Let's get stuck in on the next one. Okay. The next two tracks I'm going to be playing. One is called Velvet Pulse by, I think it's called Oliver Sam. Yeah, Oliver Sam. I think it's Oliver Sam. Oliver Sam. And I'm going to be mixing it on the track two called Juan de Arco by ODCA. Yes, that's what they have here. That's the producer's name. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay. So we're going to turn the volume down and let's get to it. Wow, that was that was a sticky one because the second track was a little. I won't say it was still on beat. You still had that four by four, but I noticed that there was the four by four was centered totally differently. So I really had to pay close attention earwise to where I dropped that on the one to make certain that it didn't that it stayed time and then beat and didn't go off keel because that's why it's important to make sure you drop it on the one and and know your beats, bars, and phrases because if you drop it too early or too late, it can go off center and it will train wreck and there are times where you don't have the time to try to make the adjustments because it can just go way off. Then you have to probably backspin to correct to backspin on the other track to take it off the first track so the second track can keep playing, which I don't like doing that. I really don't consider DJs doing that. I know some DJs do it to get them out of trouble, but I always believe that if you know your music, there's no need to try to backspin to get yourself out of trouble. That's why most controllers and CDJs have a way for you to listen to the music or at least listen to a couple bars before you actually play it live on the speakers so you'll know for certain that that particular track is going to be phrased correctly, it's going to be timed correctly, it's going to be on key correctly. Because otherwise, and especially with this particular genre that I'm doing, minimum detect, because I'm not that familiar with it. I have played certain sets with it. I haven't played as many. So I know by the experience of playing them, if you don't select the correct tracks that's going to utilize your strength when it comes to beat matching and doing your transitions, then you're gonna go off the rails. I mean, it's just as simple as that. Okay, so we're going to for the now we're gonna go now for the next two tracks. The first one's called Jazz Soul 2, and that's by ODCA. Yes, we're gonna. Yep, they came out with another track, and we're gonna do it for and for the second track, it's called Sensations by Mattis dot AR. So we're gonna lower the volume and let's get to it. This one pretty much got a kind of a long intro, so I'm not gonna make any transitions or anything of the sort until the first melody comes because you always want to make certain that you hear that first melody to make sure it still follows the 4x4 format so you can do your beat matching and your transitions correctly. Ooh, that was another sticky one. But we pushed through. That's what you have to do. You have to make sure that when you know that, especially when tracks have a long intro, you know, you want to make sure that that first melody hits, so you know that they're following that 4x4 format, so you can know for sure when to drop that second track in. You never want to drop it too soon because, like I said, things can get a little discombobulated when you do that, and it can also throw your game off as a DJ. So that's one of the things. Just make sure you know about that and you can utilize that. Okay? Okay. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get ready and start with the 6-track mini mix because it looks like I got about a good 15 more minutes, and I'm trying to make sure that we don't go too far out on this. Like I said, I was going to try to throw other genres as a demo, but I kind of ran out of time on that, and I do apologize for not being able to do that because usually when I say I'm going to do something, I try to do it unless it's beyond my realm, and in this point, it is. So, again, we're going to get ready and go to the 6-track mini mix, and we're going to start with Pink Sun by Mats.ar, and we're going to use the second. We're going to transition to the second track called Attraction by Mafia, in parentheses COL. So I'm just going to turn out the volume. 6-track mini mix is coming at you, and let's go.
clima tá pegando fogo. O clima tá pegando fogo. Aqui eu não vou, só jogo. Homens e mulheres.
All right. I usually switch it over to the other overlay. We're gonna stay right here because you have both me and the Decky Decks right here. So thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate everyone's support, and for those who's in the other platforms that listening, hearing, working, lurking on the chat on the podcast, I appreciate your support as well. Thank you so very very much. And please know again, this series is every third Saturday, noon p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be here doing another deep dive on another subgenre of how I approach it as far as transitions is concerned. So I'm going to sign off right now. I hope everybody enjoy your weekend. Make sure it's a good one. If you're in Chicago, step outside to the weather because it's supposed to be warm. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's about 55 degrees according to my laptop. So make sure you step outside and enjoy this nice weather. I know I am going to do that. This is House Head Speaks, coming to you live from the Chi-Town, Chicago. Sign off, wishing everyone peace and love.